Are you in a rut? Do you feel like something is missing in your life? Do you need more creativity in your life? Or do you just happen to live in Venice Beach, Brooklyn, Oregon, or Denver? In any of those cases, it might be that you're familiar with microdosing or the concept of microdosing. And in this video, I'm gonna cover the ins and outs and pros and cons of microdosing, what it is it good for, maybe what is it not good for. And at the end, after spending a long time in this space, I'm gonna share my thoughts on microdosing. So before we get into it, maybe we should cover a few basics. First of all, what is microdosing? It is a taking of a drug, now more commonly used for psychedelics, and the use of them in a sub-prescription dosage. And this can vary anywhere from like a fifth to the 20th of a normal dose, depending on the substance. But you take a very small dose that you're not supposed to notice, and that should mitigate some of the negative effects or other effects what you might get while still reaping the health benefits of it on a regular small dosage. A lot of the microdosing substances are not legal in many states and many countries. So as we talk about it, I'm going to talk pretty generically, but you should know where you live and what substances are talking about, which one of those are legal. Some of them are legal and some are not, depending where you live. There's also safety concerns with a lot of them, hence they're not legal. So there's a lot of concerns. So depending if you're on SSRIs or whatnot, like you do need to do your background research before you get into microdosing. So this is purely for information purposes. I'm not here encouraging people to take anything, and you should talk to your physician and qualified experts. I'm not one of them. Now, my commentary is mostly around mushrooms. Partly, if you're not familiar with me, hi, I'm Taro, and I've spent the last 20 years in mushrooms, and that's where I have the most personal experience, and that's where I know most of the studies. I will touch upon other substances too, because you could microdose on a lot of things, anywhere from cannabis to ketamine, LSD to whatnot. So we'll talk about broadly microdosing, but most of my comments are around mushrooms, where I have the most personal experience. Does microdosing work? Maybe. So far, the evidence is wildly unproven. The kind of more naturalistic observational studies, so there's little to low effects. And some of those the effects can be explained by placebo and having a positive health ritual. The more rigorous double-blind placebo-controlled studies are limited, and those really show even less results. So I would say it doesn't work or it's unvalidated, unproven at this point. Now, there's so little research that I fully hope that there will be results that are positive. At the same time, we have tons of evidence on the results that a macrodose works. So well, actually, that if you take it once in your life and never, ever again, that'd have been one of the most impactful decisions of your life. So it's just like, is microdosing good? We don't know, maybe it is, but we know the macrodosing is really good for many people, not all. So that should be the center focus, not something that a marketer can tell you to take on a daily basis. The second issue that you might face with microdosing is a lot of people are not familiar with the substances and how they actually work. Kate example, mushrooms, where I have the most experience, is that the most common microdose mushroom, psilocybin variety, you build tolerance to them, which is actually awesome because you can't really get addicted to psilocybin because of this reason. But if you take it daily, it stops working. But most people take these microdose products daily, which means, in a way, they're kind of like anti-science to what we know of them today. Similarly, there are issues with MDMA, with the toxic load. If you take that on a regular basis, ketamine can be highly addictive, and there's a lot of issues there. Cannabis can suppress a lot of our other natural systems, causing all kinds of issues like stopping dreaming, and also can be addictive. So with each of these substances, when we start to play with them, you kind of have to know how they operate to have a protocol, but also to combat or manage the negative downsides that they might have. And I find most people who microdose take it like candy or something like that. And I think these are very powerful substances, and you should have a lot more respect for them, even at lower dosages. Okay, you're still in it, you wanna try microdosing, or you've tried microdosing, you wanna continue on your journey, awesome. Here's my 5 advice I have for you to make it better and hopefully a more positive experience. Number 1, if legal and safe for you, in wherever you live, try iboga and LSD instead of psilocybin, ketamine, cannabis, whatever. LSD, if you get the right dosing and it's legal and safe for you, it is an amazing experience. And I think it can spark a lot more of the creativity. And the dosing is a little harder and you can go over, so that's the risky, and it lasts a longer time. So it's tricky, but if you get it right, that's probably a better substance. And myself and many others have had amazing experiences with low dose iboga. Now, the high dose flush of that is probably the only psychedelic or psychoactive thing you can die of. Whole nother story. So really be careful with that one. But if it is safe and legal for you, I think iboga is an amazing substance to microdose. So it's not black and white, it's somewhere in the middle. But if you're interested in that, I think LSD and iboga might be more interesting substances than ketamine and mushrooms. Number 2, if you want to embark on the mushroom journey, take 72-hour breaks between those for that tolerance reason. So let's just say your normal dose is 1 gram of dried mushrooms, and then you want to take 100 milligrams or 200 milligrams, and that's your sub-perception dose. Still take about 72-hour break in between those dosages. Maybe there is neuroplasticity there, maybe there's amazing health benefits, but the main point is you don't want to take it daily because of the tolerance that you build. Side note, one of the main issues with microdosing is that, especially with these natural substances, what do you know what it is? Like what mushroom it is. Like they say, oh, this is this species, it's a golden teacher, penis envy. Like, do you know what it is, where it's grown, how strong it is? And even between sets, there might be differences in strength. So that's true for a lot of these psychedelics, but that's a topic for another video. Number 3, if you're in a rut, you need creativity, you need purpose in life, instead of microdosing or psychedelics, consider the other forms of mental wellness. Things like meditation, breath work, being in nature. These things are super powerful. They might not be the helicopter ride to the top of the mountain that a psychedelic is. It's more like going surfing. Sometimes there's waves, sometimes there isn't. Sometimes you paddle out, you try to catch the wave and you miss. But the point is that they do work. You can do them daily. They're free, they're safe, might not be as effective at all times, but they are an amazing place for self-discovery and improve your mental wellness. Number 4, consider the physical tools, again, that are safe, legal, and mostly free at your disposal. Things like sauna, cold plunge, walking, working out, getting a sweat. These things are super proven to help with mental wellness and performance, but also at the same time are safe and, again, mostly free. And these things can be done with psychedelics, but also like they support the journey and the integration of anything going on in life. So if you're in a rut, go outside, get fresh air, sunlight in your skin, run a bit, get out of breath, stop, stare, meditate, do breath work, journal, all those amazing things. They're very, very helpful. And instead of looking for a pill to eat, consider these things as a way to process whatever is going on in your life. 5th and last advice, if you're interested in microdosing, learn more about macrodosing. Learn about the integration, and they're not mutually exclusive. So you could do both. But I definitely think that like if you're interested in this and interested in microdosing, maybe the microdosing is your path to have enough confidence and comfort to do a macrodose. In that case, amazing. Yeah, you're just kind of slowly, crawl, walk, run, and that's amazing. Or after something, it's a way for you to integrate better. Amazing, amazing way potentially to use microdosing. So as long as it's like you're interested in this, definitely consider and learn more about macrodosing if legally okay and safe for you. And I think that's a better way to solve a lot of these problems. So, and in that world, microdosing can be an ally and a tool within many others, including talk therapy, nature, walking, meditation, and breath work. Cool, that was it. Microdosing, an interesting thing. It's a newer thing. I find there's promise to it, which is exciting. It can be a great tool to use at times, particularly certain substances. At the same time, there's a lot of hype. I think it's a lot of selling you shit. Again, it's offering you a pill to solve a problem that you should solve in other ways. So I would be skeptical in many regards with microdosing. It's still widely unproven, while the macrodosing is super proven. So doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean it isn't better than drinking alcohol or other forms of dealing with our issues that we've done as a society. But at the same time, the message right now is so wildly positive that I would pause for a bit and ask a little bit of questions, and be also intellectually honest with yourself, especially about taking higher doses than a microdose. So if you want to take low dose psychedelics, that's fine. That's probably not microdosing. But that's it. Was this helpful? Leave a comment below. Did it suck? Also leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in, and see you in the next video.